All right, welcome to another episode of Garage Bros. I am your new moderator here, Tanner Lee, and we have Jude, Blaser, and Ethan Roth.
Garage Bros got a new face now.
Yeah, Tanner Lee. He's gonna be it got a little tiring producing all of our content and creating it.
Yeah,
So he's gonna be like our producer basically.
And our social media guy.
Yeah. So if he's responding to your comments on social media, it's the guy with the Lakers jersey.
Yeah.
All right. All the way.
I don't think he washes it, by the way.
We're not in the studio today because Jude might have COVID-19. Kissing too many birdies.
Oh, yeah.
So we're not in the studio today, but we'll still create some good content on Zoom. I'm willing to bet with anyone here that Michael Porter Jr. is going to be the most improved player. For the rookie year, he had a back injury, right?
Mm-hmm.
Last year you saw in the playoffs he put phenomenal numbers. That he averaged 3 points per game less than Tyler Hero, and he just showed bits of athleticism. He totally dunked on a guy during the Clippers series. He's a 6'10" guy who can dribble and shoot, and his dad was an NBA star. He's this close to being a superstar in this league, and I'm telling you, next year he will be the most improved player.
You think 1 year?
A heck of an offseason.
You think it's only going to take 1 year?
It's been taking it. He's through the process, but he's almost there. You see the first year back injury, or I think it was knee or back. Second year.
Didn't you say he was going to be Rookie of the Year last year,
though? No, I called John Morant the Rookie of the Year, and I was right. And you called Zion Williamson. Yeah, I remember. I got the Rookie of the Year right. Now I'm getting the most improved of the player right.
All right, whatever.
We'll see. All right. So what do you guys think about the new and improved Hornets team? They have Gordon Hayward and LaMelo.
I dig it. I think it's going to be really cool for them. I'd like to see what they can do. I don't know how good they're going to be. It's going to be fun to watch.
I don't like paying for a guy who's injury prone. This is just another mistake the Hornets general management made. It's just never worth it paying an expensive load for someone who you don't even know is going to contribute towards the floor. I like Gordon Hayward. I think he did phenomenal in his last season with the Jazz in the playoffs. He was a heck of a player. It's the injury proneness for me. I don't know if you want to pay that guy a lot of money. Especially with LaMelo Ball, you should just design your team for the future, you know what I mean? Not an old guy with a lot of money. It completely contradicts your statement in the draft.
So do you think Devontae Graham is going to move to the 2 and play more of a spot-up role as opposed to his point guard role last year?
I don't know. I mean, we got to see what this Hornets team, how they're going to function.
He's one of the best three-point shooters in the NBA right now. But he was a pull-up type of shooter guy. But now that LaMelo is probably going to take his spot at the 1.
Yeah, I think LaMelo will definitely be the ball-dominant guy. I mean, LaMelo, I love his ability to shoot off the dribble. I think that's really valuable in this league. That's what John Morant was great at. And that's what made him the Rookie of the Year, his ability to create shots off the dribble. That's the new league. So I think he will slide to the 2 and create a more, role player shooter look.
Yeah, maybe we'll get a new Splash Bros look.
Yeah. Maybe. I think LaMelo Ball's a little too ball dominant. Because Steph Curry, he'll dribble a lot, pass, then shoot off the dribble. I don't think that's really what LaMelo does, but
yeah, I really hope he doesn't take away though from Devontae Graham's upbringing. Because last season he improved so much, and I really hope that he doesn't get drowned by LaMelo's hype.
Yeah, I don't think so. Look, LaMelo's a good passer too. I mean, and think about it. He's been around stars his whole life, playing pro. And at Spire Academy, and at a national championship Chino Hills team. So it's not exactly he's been, the heart of the franchise.
Yeah.
He's needed to, pass the ball and facilitate for guys who are bigger than him and better than him. Because if you think about it, has he ever been the best player on the team, of any of his teams, at one point?
I think he
was.
Maybe
Spire.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so let's head on to football. All right. Let's talk about the NFC East. There's currently a 3-way tie for second place. It's a really close game right who do you think is gonna take second place? And who do you think
Giants.
overall is gonna?
Oh, I think it's more of a race for first place at this point. I
Yeah.
don't think it's a second place race.
But it's really close. All the teams are at 3 wins, and then
Yeah, but
Giants.
let's talk about first place, not second place.
All right.
I mean, the Eagles.
So,
Eagles are not a football team. Like,
yeah,
they
look
don't
at their
deserve to be at
schedule.
first.
I mean, well, and look at their schedule. They're not going to win the next 3 or 4 weeks.
No,
they got hard teams.
Mm-hmm.
They got hard teams ahead of them, and I'm telling you, the Giants are going to be the champions at the end of this. They're going to win the NFC East.
Yeah,
I truly believe so.
The Giants got the Bengals and Browns and Cowboys in 3 of their next 6 games. I think they could easily take 2, maybe 3 of those games. I mean, the Cardinals, Ravens, and Seahawks, I don't think they'll win. But I think they could at least win 2 or 3 out of the last 6 games. And I think that would win them.
Yeah, I think they could beat the Cowboys, definitely. I mean, Daniel Jones, he has been making a lot of mistakes this year, but that Cowboys secondary kind of allows some room for improvement. And their offense isn't as electric, so he's not going to need to beat a gun down with Dak Prescott. So I truly believe he could beat the Cowboys game. That's good because it gives the Cowboys an NFC East rival a loss. Let me just read. Yeah?
Daniel Jones, he's been making a lot of mistakes earlier in the year and stuff. But if you've watched him these past 2 wins when the Giants won 2 in a row, the way he moves the offense and moves the chains is just so efficient and consistent. He's starting to really get into it.
But you can't doubt he does make some mistakes, and I think he's in pressure practically every play, and he's uncomfortable every play due to his O-line. So it's bound. I'm not saying he's a bad player by any means.
Yeah, of course he makes mistakes. I'm saying he's starting to cut down on
player too.
Yeah.
He's a sophomore. Yeah, he is cutting him down. I like that a lot. I think the Giants should trade Saquon.
Yeah, they're doing better without him.
Yeah, I mean, he tries to do too much, and I get that when you have a bad O-line.
Mm-hmm.
But
they can get a lot for him. Get a better O-line. And Wayne Gallman is a fine replacement.
I'm telling you, yeah. I like their wide receiver core. It needs another piece. It really does.
I don't think that's the problem. I think it's just the defense, some part of the defense, and the O-line.
Let's quickly turn to the NFC West. All right. We got the Seahawks, Rams, Cardinals, and 49ers. We all know the 49ers are not going to make it to the playoffs. It's really Seahawks, Rams, and Cardinals. The Rams and Cardinals, they're both really good teams, but then overall, I think maybe the Rams have a better chance of making it to the playoffs than the Cardinals, but the Seahawks are looking deadly this year. What do you guys think?
Kyler Murray's better than Jared Goff. I like the Cardinals more than the Rams.
Yeah, I agree. Kyler Murray is phenomenal.
Yeah, in my opinion, these 3 teams are all playoff teams, but none of them are championship teams this year. Well, you got on one end solid offense that really can't do nothing too spectacular with the Rams with an elite defense. Other 2 ends, elite offenses with no defense. None of them have all the pieces.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Yeah. The Cardinals and Seahawks have such nice offenses, but if you look at Bobby Wagner and the defense of the Seahawks, terrible.
Yeah, look at the Super Bowl last year. You might say, in this generation, offense wins games. Towards the end of the season, the Chiefs were the number 1 or a top 5 defense in the second half last year. And the 49ers were the defense last year.
Yeah. And the past Rams game a couple years back, 10-3.
It was all defensive. Yeah, 10-3. So it actually does matter a lot. You do need to have electric offense, but you need to have both. NFC West looks dangerous, but none of them are going to win the championship.
Yeah.
All right, so let's divert our attention to Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals. All right, so Burrow has recently torn his ACL, his MCL, and other structural parts of his knee. What do you think is going to be the future of the Bengals now?
Well,
how do you think it will turn out?
First of all, prayers up to Joe Burrow. I really liked him as a player, and it's very unfortunate. But if you think about it, it was kind of inevitable. I mean, Joe Burrow's a guy who likes to escape the pocket, and he's a rookie, which leads to a little bit more sacks than later on in your career. And the Cincinnati Bengals are the 31st ranked offensive line. I mean, they cannot do anything right. I don't like their offensive line coach. I've been saying that for a year. Bobby Hart, he's made a lot of mistakes. They've been flooded with injuries. Nothing's going right with their offensive line, and this is what happens when you don't have a good offensive line. Injuries happen.
Yeah, I really feel bad for him. And he tweeted, like, thanks for all the love. Can't get rid of me that easy. See you next year. I really like how Joe Burrow, like, he was still positive throughout all of it. What makes me even like him more as a person and a player. And I think that this is, awful for the Bengals. Like, they're already not a very good team. They haven't been doing well recently. And Joe Burrow is, like, one of their only hopes.
Yeah, I think the only two good things with the Bengals are their young receiving core with Tyler Boyd and T. Higgins. I actually think they have a good receiving core for years to come.
Mm-hmm.
I think if they get rid of A.J. Green, they could have a very dangerous one. And Joe Burrow, he was playing phenomenal.
Yeah.
No reporters were saying he was going to do well,
Mm-hmm.
And he made the Bengals work. And it's really a terrible injury. I mean, ACL, MCL, and structural issues.
Yeah,
It's just not good.
FedEx Field continues to take another.
Yeah, definitely. But I think Joe, he's this young in his career. When the injury happened, I think he could come back strong.
Well,
Better now than when you're like 25 or 26 in the prime of your career. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
already a really good rookie.
Yeah, we got to see a taste of what he's like.
Every Bengals game I watch, like you were saying, really good rookie. Yeah, he's good, but he always makes me cringe because he always gets hit, and I was just waiting for this to happen. Same with like Big Ben. Big Ben never goes down. He's a little bit more like tough. I don't know how he doesn't get hurt, but it's the same ordeal, and yeah, I just don't like it. I don't like when quarterbacks get hit a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Burrow has a lot of potential in the future. I hope the best.
Yeah. One thing, not to like overshadow Burrow right now, he's like hurt and everything, but I think Herbert's going to be a force to years to come. I love his confidence level this year, like young in his career. He made this highlight play. He just threw an absolute dot to Keenan Allen, like inches away, and very few quarterbacks throw it, and it shows what he's made of. What do you guys think? Like, is Herbert going to be a force for years to come? What's the rookie quarterback?
If he stays healthy.
Yeah, he's a really good QB as well. But then the thing is that like the Chargers as a team, they got to get together because they keep choking these games.
Specifically their defense. Their defense is the 21st ranked defense. I mean, like I'm telling you, if they develop a running game, if they develop an offensive line in the running game, they could suck the secondary in, and there's no stopping Keenan Allen and Herbert.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's such a good connection.
Yeah, they're dynamic too.
Yeah, they just need to develop a running game and a defense, but easier said than done.
Yeah, agreed. Let's move on to some fantasy, shall we?
Yep, 5 minutes of fantasy.
Yep.
Let's just talk about upside for a second. Both Michael Thomas and Ezekiel Elliott. Ezekiel Elliott's been doing terrible. 100 yards and a receiving touchdown. Michael Thomas, he had a great week.
9 or 10 receptions. And without a touchdown, he even scored 20 PPR. Yeah, as a Michael Thomas owner, I'm proud to have him now.
Hey, as an Ezekiel Elliott owner, I'm proud to have him. But yeah, so this is just the power of upside. And I just want to say, any fantasy football team, weeks 8, 9, 10, 11, if you're a really good playoff team, try to get rid of one of your average players for a player with a lot of upside. Like Ezekiel Elliott was doing terrible. If you're a playoff contending team, I would just get him for a very low price just to see, like, if he gets back, your team will be unbeatable. You know what I mean?
Assuming your league hasn't had a trade deadline by now.
Yeah, because you don't need the wins. I mean, if you clinched, you might as well like do that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Try to set your team up for the best playoff situation.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing recently in the league that we're in. I've kind of realized I was going to make the playoffs a bit ago, so I've just been trying to look for players that have like easy playoff schedules and who's going to be the best by then. It goes beyond the stats. If you watch his highlight reel, you'll see the way that he shares the ball and stuff.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt he's going to be an electric player in the NBA. All right, can we just stop after that? My dog's barking. All Can you stop the recording for a second? I gotta give a dog.
All right. What are your predictions? NFC East. Who do you think is going to win it all?
Well, I mean, look at the Eagles' schedule the next 3 weeks. At home against the Seahawks, away against the Packers, then at home again against the Saints. No shot at winning any of those three. 3 straight losses. Giants kind of the division. Redskins and Cowboys both don't have a quarterback. You need that in
Not
this
the
league.
Redskins football team.
The Redskins find a quarterback.
Football team.
The Cowboys get Dak back.